Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. Today seems to be a historic day as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. Mahinda Rajapaksa, their former president and till recently the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, is now reportedly hiding in a naval base near Tirukonamalai. For those who know Sri Lanka, this will be very ironic because Tirukonamalai is part of the Tamil territory against whom Rajapaksa fought a pitched battle which he won in 2009 by crushing the Tamil Tigers. Rajapaksa won a historic victory, but from there he seems to have squandered his chances. And from a hero that day, for those who watched television that day, the way he returned victoriously to Sri Lanka, till today he has become a hunted man. His own people, the Sinhalas, have gone against him. But this is not only Sinhalas, Tamils and Muslims who were targeted by his regime have all joined hands together to oust him today. His father's statue has been pulled down in their native place in deep south of Sri Lanka. Also, his ancestral home has been burnt to cinders. Rajapaksa has been dominating Sri Lankan politics for the last 20 years. And recently, his brother Gopataya Rajapaksa won a historic mandate and became a president and appointed his brother as prime minister. There were other Rajapaksas who were involved, and the entire Rajapaksa clan controlled Sri Lanka for the last 2 decades. Between Gopataya Rajapaksa and Mahinda Rajapaksa, they destroyed the LTTE. But along with LTTE, lot of Tamil atrocities against the Tamil people took place. What went wrong in Sri Lanka has been discussed threadbare several times, and I have done it in Tamil also. It was wrong policies plus COVID that destroyed Sri Lanka. First and foremost was their wrong policy in terms of going organic for 6 months. They banned the use of chemical fertilizers that destroyed agricultural production and it caused a shortage in food products. The Russian-Ukraine war also made sure that the tourism industry, which was nascently reviving after COVID, sunk because Russians and Ukrainians made 25% of all tourists who entered Sri Lanka. That was another problem. The other major problem was the Easter Day bombing, when Muslim terrorists bombed churches, and tourism before COVID sunk because of that, never to recover. Why is tourism so important? Tourism contributes nearly most of Sri Lanka's forex earnings, along with garment and tea exports. So, with COVID and the Easter bombing, making sure tourists will not come to Sri Lanka, tea being destroyed by this organic gamble, and what was left was only a little bit of garment exports. To top it, what Rajapaksa did is he took away GST on a lot of products. There was a huge revenue shortage in Sri Lanka. Inflation started to climb, and no amount of central bank rate rises could stem the flow of money out of Sri Lanka. All this led to a severe problem, and the value of the Sri Lankan rupee plummeted. Sri Lanka's value plummeted so bad that in the last 5 months, the value of the currency has dropped 70%. In January of 2022, 202 Sri Lankan dollars bought a US dollar. Today, it has reached 360 in official levels and nearly 400 on the streets. This means there has been a dramatic devaluation in the Sri Lankan rupee. Sri Lanka has already defaulted on debt and is now approached IMF. This approach to IMF should have taken place 1 year ago. IMF is now taking its own time and imposing conditions. Sri Lanka is finding it difficult to import basic medicine and basic diesel and petrol to run their power stations. People are finding it difficult to eat 3 square meals. Some are finding it difficult even to have 1 meal per day. Finally, when you don't take care of the stomachs of the citizen is going to come out on the streets, and that was what has happened. Whether it is Tamil, Sinhala, or Muslim, they have all ganged together and demonstrated against this government for the last several months. 2 emergencies were posed of no avail. People have been protesting on the streets peacefully. Recently, the ruling party tried to break up protests by letting loose hooligans on peaceful crowds. This meant both factions fought with each other and a ruling party member was killed. People started to assemble in front of the Sri Lankan Prime Minister's house demanding that he resign. Unable to control the crowds, the Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa resigned and went and he is in hiding in a Sri Lankan naval base of Triconamalai. The rumor is that will India evacuate him and give him safe passage. This normally happens only in Pakistan, but is now playing out in our other neighborhood. What does this mean? This means that those who follow policies of division and create pay of one citizen against the other are bound to pay a heavy price. Any authoritarian regime will end in grief. Does this mean if the Rajapakshas go, tomorrow all problems in Sri Lanka will get solved? The answer is no. These problems are going to take a long time to heal. Any person who comes in has to take very difficult decisions, implement very strong reforms, devalue the Sri Lankan rupee even more, and encounter a lot of inflation. This will take years for Sri Lanka to come out of this. Sri Lanka has to take an adjustment facility from the IMF. The rupee, Sri Lankan rupee, will plummet further. The official rate and the unofficial black market rate has to converge at some time. The economy has to get back on the wheel, on its feet. Both India and China have to help with lot of aid, and then Sri Lanka has to find some of its exports back, get some tourists, start exporting tea, and also see whether they can diversify their basket of exports. All this is going to take time, and Sri Lanka is going through a very difficult time. But this is a lesson that all rulers have to learn, that running an authoritarian regime is going to end in grief. The people of Sri Lanka are going to struggle for the next 3 to 4 years, irrespective of who comes to government. Our heart goes out to them, and India must do everything in its might to support a neighbor. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, kindly hit the subscribe button of my channel and turn on the bell notification. If the bell notification is not turned on, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.